Ranger? Or you want to think about it, or go through some stuff, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I guess probably Ranger.
Ranger? Okay. What about a Ranger is intriguing to you? What about the Ranger are you kind of liking, and it sounds exciting to you? What do you want to do as a Ranger?
I don't know, I just feel like it'd be interesting, I guess.
Alright, so as a Kenku, you can be medium or small. You have that mimicry thing, and Kenku recall, which makes it so you can you're really good at recalling things. Your speed is 30, and you would have advantage. You're really good at duplicating things. So if you were you have advantage on any ability checks you make to produce an exact duplicate of something. Ranger, you know what I really hate? I don't know if you run into this with these books, but these books or anything with a shiny page in this light, it's kind of
overwhelming,
like a glary kind of. So your hit die as a Ranger is a D10. Your primary abilities are Dexterity and Wisdom. So Rangers can also do some spell casting, and their spell casting ability is Wisdom. But primary ability is Dexterity, because you can either dual wield swords as a Ranger and use Dexterity as you're attacking, rather than a Barbarian or a Fighter would use Strength. And Dexterity is also what you're going to use with a short bow, long bow, or crossbow. Armor training, lighter and medium, and shields if you want. And then there's as a Ranger, you get favored enemy, which gives you some free castings of Hunter's Mark, which lets you add a D6 to enemies that you hit, as long as they have Hunter's Mark on them. And for we're going to start out at level 1, but eventually at level 3 you would choose your subclass, and there's the Beastmaster subclass, which is all about having a celestial or a beast companion with you that you can summon, and you can use, I think it's your bonus action to have the beast attack, and you can summon a beast of the land here, which would have the hit points on the beast is 5 hit points plus 5 times your Ranger level. So 5 times your Ranger level. So let's see, if you were level 5, 5 times 5 is 25 plus 5. So at level 5, your beast would have 30 hit points. And has this beast strike thing. So if you wanted to be a Beastmaster, you would be able to summon basically a beast friend to fight alongside you. There's the Fey Wanderer. Let's see. A Fey Mystique's. Let's see what we got here. However basically Fey Wanderer is all about gaining some Fey magic. However you gain Fey magic, you are now a Fey Wanderer. Your joyful laughter brings the hearts of the downtrodden, and your martial prowess strikes terror into your foes. For great is the mirth of the Fey, and the dreadful is their fury. I think this kind of leans into being funny, or not funny, but kind of tricksy. Fey people in the Feywild is known to be very tricky. So you'll see here, if you choose this subclass, it'll eventually have Misty Step, Charm Person, Summon a Fey, Dimension Door. And Let's see, like at level 3, you would get otherworldly glamour. Whenever you make a charisma check, you gain a bonus to the check equal to your wisdom modifier. You also gain proficiency in deception performance and persuasion. It kind of makes it so the Fey Wanderer is kind of good at like deceiving people or being tricky, kind of, especially in like social aspects and shit like that. At level 3, if you were to choose a Beast Master, that's when you get your primal companion. In combat, the beast acts during your turn. It can move and use its reaction on its own turn, or on its own. But the only action it takes is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action to command it to take like an attack or something. So that. And then there's the Gloom Stalker, which is what Alex was running. He was running a Gloom Stalker. The Gloom Stalkers have that like if it's dark outside, they're invisible, and you also get like really good dark vision, which I'm sure the tank probably has anyways. And you also get like a certain amount of times that you can add like a couple d6s of damage to things. And then there's the Hunter. The Hunter is more about like being really like adding to or gaining extra damage against specific things, I think. So like at level 3, you can recall on the forces of nature to reveal certain strengths and weaknesses of your prey. While the creature is marked by your Hunter's mark, you know whether that creature has any immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities. And if the creature has any, you know what they are. So that's, I mean, you're just, the Hunter subclass is all about like knowing your enemy and knowing their weaknesses. So if you guys were in battle with
I guess that would probably suit really greatly for us, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like if you were in battle with some lizard monster that was resistant to poison damage and fire damage, as long as you have your Hunter's mark on that enemy, you would know that they're resistant to those things. So then you'd be able to tell your party like, hey, don't use fire on this thing. It's not going to work. Then at level 3 also would get Hunter's Prey. You gain one of the following features of your choice. And whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can replace the chosen option with the other one if you want. Colossus Slayer. Your tenacity can wear down even the most resilient foes. When you hit a creature with a weapon, the weapon deals an extra 1d8 damage to the target if it's missing any of its hit points. You can deal this extra damage only once per turn. So basically, as long as something has some sort of damage on it, you get extra damage on it. And then there's Horde Breaker as well. Once on each of your turns, when you make an attack with a weapon, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature that is within 5 feet of the original target, that is within the weapon's range, and that you haven't attacked this turn. That would kind of mean like, let's say you guys are fighting a ton of fucking goblins. There's like 10 fucking goblins, and 2 goblins are right next to each other, 5 feet away, and you hit one of them. Well, since there's another one right next to it, you would kind of get a free attack on that next one. That if there's enemies next to each other that are the same kind of creature, I think you can just quick hit them again. So yeah, the Hunter is all about like being a superior hunter, basically, and knowing your enemy's weaknesses. We're starting at level 1, so you wouldn't get that you wouldn't choose a subclass to level 3, but out of these ones that we kind of talked about, the Hunter, the Gloom Stalker, the Fey Wanderer, and the Beastmaster.
How much hit points would the Beastmaster actually have for the start?
For the Beast?
Yeah.
It would be...
Just like wondering.
Well, if you're at level 1, so the Beast would have equal to 5 times your ranger level. So it'd be 5 times 1, which is 5 plus 5, so 10. Which is actually it's probably going to be about the same as you at level 1.
Is there like any other skills for that, or is it just that?
So let's read through it here. At level 3, you gain the companion, if you were to choose this subclass. You magically summon a primal beast which draws strength from your bond with nature. Choose its stat block, either the beast of land, the beast of sea, or the beast of sky. You can also determine the kind of animal it is, choosing a kind appropriate for the stat block. For example, beast of land could be a bear or a big cat or something. Beast of the sky could be an eagle or some shit. The beast is friendly to you and your allies and obeys your commands. It vanishes if you die. The beast in combat. In combat, the beast acts during your turn. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but it can only attack if you use your bonus action to command it to attack. You can also sacrifice one of your attacks when you take the attack action to command the beast to take another attack. If you have an incapacitated condition, the beast acts on its own and isn't limited to the dodge action. Restoring or replacing the beast. If the beast has died within the last hour, you can take a magic action to touch it and expend a spell slot. The beast returns to life after 1 minute with all its hit points restored. Or, whenever you finish a long rest, you can summon a different primal beast, or you can summon basically the same primal beast, which appears in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. And then you choose a stat block the same. So, yeah. The beast, it doesn't necessarily get extra, it doesn't give you necessarily extra attacks. It kind of uses your action economy for attacks. So like I said, like if you wanted your beast to attack, it takes your bonus action. If you want it to attack again, it needs to use one of your attacks. So instead of you attacking, you're commanding your beast to attack. You can attack too, but then if you do, your beast isn't necessarily attacking during that.
I guess probably the hunter is probably the best.
Hunter sounds pretty cool, man. Especially since like I like that. I mean, getting the hunter's lore thing right at level 3 and the extra 1d8 damage at level 3, like if you choose Colossus Slayer, like that seems pretty damn good. Especially if, like I said, it sounds like you're gonna have some spellcasters and stuff in your party too, and so if you're able to figure out like what your enemies are resistant to, and also if they have any vulnerabilities, like that seems pretty powerful. Good way for you to like help out your team and bring things down quicker.
So what kind of weapons do you think like rangers can mostly hold?
Yeah, so let's see. Weapon proficiency, simple and martial weapons. So
like crossbows, something like very small like that.
yeah, so where's the martial? Basically you gain access to all the weapons, right? Simple and martial weapons. Yeah. So you gain access to like all weapons basically.
Just not great swords, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could use a great sword, simple and martial weapons, because martial melee weapons, great sword is right here. I mean, it's two-handed and heavy.
I think that will like slow me down though.
Yeah, I mean, you're capable of doing it if you want. I mean, Rangers do have access to like. What's cool about Rangers is you can have a longbow, and still have like melee weapons. And a longbow is really powerful because longbows have a range of 150 feet. Or if you want to shoot at disadvantage, it takes you up to 600 feet. Or if you do really like being a ranged combatant like that, with a bow, especially a longbow, you can take the feature called Sniper's Mark. Oh man, I can't remember. I'm forgetting the name of the feature, but there's a feature which makes it so like you don't get disadvantage on the extra range on a weapon, which means like you could shoot up to 600 feet away with a longbow, for example, and you wouldn't have disadvantage on that attack, even at 600 feet, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, you could use any weapon basically, man. You could dual wield weapons if you wanted to, or you could like. It is best to kind of have a little bit of a focus. So if you wanted to focus on melee, build your character around melee, but still have like a bow on you as well in case you need to use it, or focus on the bow, the long range stuff, but obviously still have melee weapons on you to use too. But the cool thing about the ranger is versatility. Like I said, you can excel at either melee or range, but still be good at the other. Do you have any ideas like what kind of weapon setup you would want to use on your Kenku?
I was thinking about probably a longbow and somewhat of like a short axe.
Short axe, okay. Let's see. Yeah, you might be able to do like like dual wield. Are you talking about like two smaller axes? So, yeah, let's see. Where the fuck is it? Great axe. No, that's huge. That's two-handed. Battle axe. You could do battle axe too, obviously, if you wanted to. That you wouldn't be able to dual wield, but that battle axe is a versatile weapon, kind of like a long sword, where you can use it one-handed, and have like a shield out if you wanted, or you could use it two-handed and then do more damage. So it's 1d8 one-handed or 1d10 two-handed. Hand axes. What the fuck is it, dude? Oh, up here. Hand axes are 1d6 slashing, and they can be thrown if you wanted. So yeah, you could do small axes, or you could do a battle axe if you wanted something a little bit bigger. That's all of an option. And again, we're starting out at level 1, right? So like, you could change that down the road too. Like I said, you're a ranger. You're proficient. You can fucking use anything. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. All right. Should we start filling some of this out? Get some stuff on the paper. You want me to write it out for you, or you want to write it out, bud?
I can write it out.
What was that?
I can write it out.
Okay, man. All right. Where should we start? Actually, that's a good point, because so skill proficiencies. Actually, hold on. Is it the background that gives you that? No, it's your race. That's right. Okay, so first thing we should do is figure out which column you want to use. Middle? Okay, sweet. So as part of your species, your race, you get to add, let me double check here. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. It's been a while since I've done character creation. Yeah, so you get to choose one of these numbers to increase by 2, or 2 of those numbers to increase by 1.
I'm probably gonna do, like, it depends, like, which one am I Which one are you using for like attacking? I guess.
Yeah, so that's going to be dexterity. So your dexterity, you do probably want to use like your 18. But like I said, you can add 2 to one of those numbers. So if you wanted to max that out to 20 right away, you could. Make sure you put your 20 in the big box, bud. I got this eraser too if you want. That eraser's really good. So then this would be a +5.
So plus the 2 ones?
No, so like in this box right here, that's where your modifier goes. So like that would be +5. 20 gives you a +5. Does that make sense?
So I write another +5, I guess, in here, or
+5 in the small box, yeah. Cool. So then you can cross off your 18 here, so we know that we used it. So the other one that's good for you is, well, do you happen to know if you're gonna be, if you like the idea of being more melee focused or more ranged focused for damage? Ranged, okay. So wisdom is going to be your spell casting modifier. If you want to be a ranger that, you know, is pretty efficient at using the spells that you do gain access to, you do want wisdom to be not super low. So this is an important one, but constitution is important too, because constitution is what you're going to have for that's going to help you get more hit points, right? Okay. What does that leave us with then? Cross off your 15 into 14. What do we got?
13, 12, and 9.
Okay. So charisma is going to be about, like, you know, how easy it is for you to persuade people or deceive people. If you're trying to talk somebody into something, charisma helps with that. Intelligence, you kind of know what that is. Like if you want to be good with books or knowledge or nature, intelligence is what that is. And strength is obviously like just your overall prowess. All right. Got that. So for now at level 1, your speed is going to be 30. And what size do you want to be? Do you want to be a small Kenku or a medium Kenku?
Small.
Small. Okay, so I forget if there's a spot for size. I feel like there is somewhere on there. Height. It's on the background player name. Maybe it's not on this. I know it's on the new sheet. Yeah, you could put it. You could put it on, like, on height. You could just put. Let's see. Small would be anywhere between like 3 foot and like 4 foot. So you could put like, you know, 3 foot, 3 foot, 5 inches, blah blah blah, and then in parentheses maybe just put small. You're choosing to be a small size Kenku. Trying to figure out if I just want to double check something real quick before we move on.
Honestly, that'd be pretty cool if they made a campaign book about an evil, like, Kenku, though.
Like one evil Kenku or like a band of them.
Kind of like both.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe you know of like, maybe that's why, like, in this world is your Kenku from kind of like the Underdeep.
I'm still trying to picture that out though.
Okay. Well, either way, like maybe that's part of your backstory. Maybe like, um, maybe the flock that you were with kind of started dabbling in some dark magic or something, and you weren't okay with that. So, and they were like doing bad things, kind of pillaging small villages and stuff. So you're like, I'm out of here, and you fled and tried to find some new people or something. That could be part of a backstory, maybe. Or maybe throughout the campaign, maybe you guys find like an evil flock and you're not okay with that, so you have to do something about it. All right. So,
It's really hard to stare at.
because of the fucking glare.
No, it's because of this one.
Oh.
That's like very hard to even tell what that is.
Kobold. Yeah, kobolds are like little dragon people, man. About the same size as a kenku, actually. Okay, so your 9 here is going to be a -1 for your modifier. 14 is going to be you +2. 13 is going to be +1. 15 is going to be a +2. And 12 is going to be a +1. Okay. Now, you're going to be able to choose. Well, let's get your. What the fuck is it? For saving throws up here, you're proficient in strength saves and dexterity saves. So those first 2 up there. So just kind of fill in those first 2 little circles so you know you're proficient with those 2. Those are your that's because of being a ranger. Up here, bud. Strength and dex. You're proficient with those 2, so just kind of fill in a little circle. Okay. Now, you get to choose 2 skill proficiencies and 2 skill proficiencies as a kenku to be proficient in. And then you get to choose 2 more as part of your background. So you basically get to choose 4 things to be proficient in total. So,
I choose both of those at the start.
yeah, those are really good. And you get 2 more. Do you know what you want them to be yet, or you want to come back to that?
Rangers are good at like climbing or like any of that stuff, or like going over stuff.
So climbing would be like acrobatics, and that would be dexterity based. Sometimes climbing can be strength based too. But yeah, acrobatics would be kind of like getting out of the way real fast, or like being nimble. Acrobatics is the very first one up there, if that's what you're possibly interested in. Some other good ones for rangers could be animal handling, nature. For a kenku, it could be like history, investigation. I mean, kind of whatever you want, bud. What'd you pick? History? Yeah, that's cool. That makes sense. Okay. So, starting equipment. So, you can put equipment here. You would have studded leather armor. You said you wanted a longbow, and what kind of, did you want some axes or an axe?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so did you want like two hand axes, or did you want one? What was it called, a battle axe? What were you preferring? What do you think that you would wanna do? If you do, um, hand axes don't do as much damage as a battle axe, but hand axes you can wield two at the same time, so you could make an attack. You could use your bonus action to like um, offhand attack, or you could throw them up to 20 feet too. Or if you wanted to do a battle axe, you can do that one-handed or two-handed for more damage. And if you wanted to, you could also have like a wooden shield or something um, to help boost your AC while you're in melee. You could kind of do either or. I mean, or there's the great axe if you wanted to just go with a two-handed massive axe as well.
I don't know if this is probably possible, but remember my other axe from like the other character I had?
Yes.
I'm not saying like the same exact abilities, but kind of like in that same way.
Okay.
That's what I'm picturing right now. I don't know if that would be possible or.
So I think that was a battle axe. I think you could use that. I think you could choose to use that one-handed or two-handed. So I think it was a battle axe. And yeah, that one was like really magical and super strong. So obviously, like if you end up leaning into if you want like a really strong magical axe, further in the campaign, you can probably find one. But starting off, it would basically just at level 1, it would just be a normal battle axe if you wanted. But I'm pretty sure that one was versatile, meaning you could do it one-handed or two-handed. So that would have made it a battle axe. I don't think it was a great axe. I don't think you had to use it two-handed unless. Do you remember?
I think it was only like a one-handed axe.
Oh, you think it was only one-handed? Yeah, it was bigger than a hand axe though. It must have been some sort of battle axe, but maybe it had properties where you could only use it with one hand. I don't know, but the closest thing to it would be a battle axe, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So battle axe. And then you said you wanted a longbow?
And this node's in, done at 3.
I think I'm gonna. I'll let him get to it. I'll send him a message. I'll let him walk to his mom's, and then I'll go pick him up from there, because that's kind of what he's expecting anyways. I won't wait to get him at 5 though. Okay, where were we? Oh, weapons. You got those weapons kind of written down to a degree? Okay, maybe. No, So how would you, you would also have an explorer's pack.
Mm-hmm.
So you can write explorer's pack down. And what would you, do you know what your Kenku's background would be? Like, where have they been living, or are they more of a city Kenku? Do they like spending time in the city? Maybe what do they do for work right now?
I'm probably not gonna have a background. No.
No? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how much, like what kind of wealth would your Kenku have? Would they spend more time like in the woods as a ranger hunting and stuff and not care a lot about money, or is money and like and wealth something that's important to them?
I have nothing really.
You're not sure, you don't really care? Or
No.
okay. I would say that you would have 7 gold pieces then. So the book's telling me. And then maybe do like 10 copper, 10 silver. Excuse me. All right. So your hit points, your max hit points right now would be 12, because your dice is a D10 and you get to add your con to it. So your max hit points up here, you can put 12. Excuse me. Well, that's your AC, bud. Right here is your hit point maximum in that box. And oh yeah, we can do your armor class right away. What does studded leather armor get you? 12 plus your dexterity modifier. So your dex modifier is +5, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? Yeah. 17 AC. Not bad for a level 1 character. Alright, what else do we got on here? Race, you can put Kenku up there. Okay. Your class and level, you're a ranger. Level uno. Okay. Proficiency bonus at level 1. What is that? +2. So proficiency bonus right here is +2. What else do we got on here, dude? Your hit dice here, you can just put D10. That way it's easily accessible to if you forget what you got there. Probably start filling out. We could fill out all these numbers now. So any strength right here, let's see, -1, but you're proficient in it. So strength is a +1. Dexterity is 5 + 2, so that's a +7. The Constitution is +2. Intelligence +1. It's your wisdom +2. And then +1 for your charisma. Acrobatics you're proficient in, and it's a dexterity based. So dex +2, that's a +7. And I usually find it easier to just go down and find all my dex ones then. So like any of these with dex after it, we can quick fill out. So sleight of hand is going to be +5. And those last two are dexterity too, right? But you're, survival isn't. So stealth is dex plus, but you're proficient. So that's a +7. +7 is stealth. If the plus kind of gets in the way, you can probably just write the number. Survival is wisdom, but you're proficient, so it's a +4, 2 and 2. Alright. Animal handling is wisdom. Wisdom's +2. You just go down and find your other wisdom-based ones. Any wisdom-based ones are going to be 2. Okay. I want to fix that, but that's you might accidentally read that as a 3. That's supposed to be a plus. That's wisdom. That's +2. All of your wisdom ones are +2. What's next? Arcana is intelligence. Intelligence is +1, so you can go down the list. Any that are intelligence based, you can put 1 next to. +1. Okay. Athletics is strength. Strength's -1. I think that's the only strength one. Yeah. Deception is charisma. Charisma is +1. Okay. It's all of them, right? We can probably get your weapons in here right away. So put your longbow in one of these, and your axe in another. Okay. The axe. Oh, fuck. You know how I was like, I totally forgot about this. So, that's the thing. So you can only use dexterity as a modifier on light weapons. Let me double check that. Finesse. When you make an attack with a finesse weapon, use your choice of strength or dexterity modifier for the attack and damage rolls. You must use the same modifier for both rolls, so it's finesse. Okay. So, unfortunately, I'm an asshole. But we can still make that work. So if you wanted to see how it says, what they're saying is, melee weapons need to be strength-based unless they're a finesse weapon. If they have a finesse property, then you can use dexterity, which is what you want, right? So like rapiers have finesse, scimitars, short swords, hand axes, I bet. Oh, hand axes don't even have finesse. But that's fine. We can make this work because like a battle axe right here, it doesn't have finesse, but it's a D8 slashing, and a rapier is a D8 slashing, D8 as well, so I'm fine with that. We just need to, but your battle axe, I think it would be kind of breaking the rules for you to be able to use it two-handed for the D10, okay? So we can like kind of scrub the rules and make it make the battle axe finesse, so you can actually use your dexterity modifier for it. But unfortunately, I think making it so you can be versatile with it is probably going to be a little bit bending the rules too much. So your axe here for attack bonus is going to be +5. Oh, sorry, but you're proficient with it, so +7. And then your bow is going to be the same. Yeah, +7. +5, +2. And then the damage on the bow, isn't it funny how we go from like, at the end of one campaign having like magic weapons that have like +3 and all these crazy properties back down to like normal weapons that don't have extra magic to them. So the bow is going to be 1d8.
Wait, the bow?
Yep, the bow is 1d8. Actually, the axe is 1d8 as well, so you can just put and then you would get to add your dexterity mod to it. So it's 1d8 on both of these +5. Cool. You got your, alright, you got your weapons in there. Let's see what else we got here. So, as a Kenku, you have expertise. When you copy writing or craft work produced by yourself or someone else, you have advantage on the ability checks to make a duplicate. Is that something you want to, is that a feature you want to write down and use?
No.
Okay. Kenku Recall. This one's, thanks to your supernatural good memory, you have proficiency in 2 skills of your, oh, we already did that. Moreover, when you make an ability check using any skill, actually, no, you would get this. You would get this, dude. So you actually, as a Kenku, you get to choose 2 more proficiencies.
So 2 more?
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the perks of being a Kenku. So, if you Rangers are generally really good at like perceiving things because they're really good at like hearing the footstep of a deer and shit. So perception would be a good one if you wanted. Then, I mean, you don't have to do that. That's just a Ranger suggestion. But then you get to choose 1 more, dude.
I guess probably animal handling.
Animal handling? Okay. So then we need to change your modifier on those 2 since you're proficient with them now. Animal handling is a wisdom. Oh, and so is perception. So those are going to be now 2 + 2. Those are both +4 now.
For like history, do I still add anything extra to that or no? For intelligence.
Intelligence. All of your intelligence ones should be +1. Yep. Yeah, you have 1 in there. Yeah, the only one that you have -1 to is the, what is it, strength? Yeah. Let's see.
We got the never mind, that's not.
Where's
For
the strength?
athletics.
Yeah, that's a -1. All these intelligence ones are +1. Looks like you just wrote the 1, which is fine too. But yeah, +1 for intelligence. And then you do have mimicry, which means you can accurately mimic sounds you have heard, including voices. Is that a Kenku feature that you would like to write down, or you just want to try to remember that, or do you want to write it down so you got it on your sheet?
I guess probably like the first sentence, yeah.
Okay, so you can put it in like features and traits here, or you could put it in additional features and traits over here. Totally your call. I would just write down you have mimicry, which is MIMICRY, mimicry, and then you could just say, you can accurately, I'm going to try to shorten this for you. It takes so much damn room. Just say you can mimic sounds you've heard, including voices. You can mimic sounds you have heard, including voices. All right, we're getting there. Almost done. Level 1 goes by so fast. Okay. So, spell casting. Well, let's get your favorite enemy thing out of the way first. You always have the Hunter's Mark spell prepared. This is one of your things at level 1. So, where's your spell sheet? It's one of those 3 sheets. There we go. So, Hunter's Mark is a level 1 spell, so you can put Hunter's Mark somewhere in this list. Hunter's Mark. And that's when you always have prepared. It's like a free ranger thing. You don't have to worry about it being like if like in this table it says like at level 5 you can have up to 6 spells prepared. Hunter's Mark never counts against that, so maybe put a star next to it just so you know it's like a free one. And then on your features, on your main character sheet, is where we probably need to put. Over here we'll put it. Let's see. I'm just going to read this out loud so you know what this does first. Favorite enemy. You always have the Hunter's Mark spell prepared, and you can cast it twice without expending a spell slot, and you regain all expended uses of this ability when you finish a long rest. The number of times you can cast this spell without a spell slot increases when you reach certain ranger levels. You can also cast it as a spell slot if you run out of free uses. So I think, how would we put that? It's called Favored Enemy. So write that down first. Favored Enemy. I think the easiest way to write this down to wrap this up would probably be you could just write free Hunter's Mark, and then you could like change the number as you level up of how many free ones you get. And right now it's 2 per long rest. 2 free uses per long rest. And so Hunter's Mark, I don't even have to like pull it up because I kind of know what it is pretty well. Actually, let's look it up because I can't remember the range on it. Range is 90 feet, and it's cast it as a bonus action. It is a concentration spell. You can concentrate on it for up to an hour. You magically mark one creature you can see within range as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack roll. You also have advantage on any wisdom any perception or survival check you make to find it. What that means is, like, let's say you're fighting something that has your hunter's mark on and it runs away. If you guys are trying to, like, find it after it runs away, you have advantage on trying to find it because you have it marked. If the target drops to 0 hit points before your concentration ends, you can take a bonus action to move that hunter's mark onto a new creature you see within range. You can do that without it counting as one of your 2, right? So, like, if you're, let's say you haven't used it at all yet today, you get in a fight, you mark a goblin, that goblin dies, you can use a bonus action to move that mark to another enemy, another goblin, and it still only counts as your first hunter's mark use, your free use. Does that make sense? So, like, if it fully ends, like if you lose concentration on it, or an hour, or you concentrate on it for an hour, and then that hour is over with, at that point, if you want to cast it again, you would need to use your next free use or a spell slot on it. Alright, the other thing you get at level 1 is weapon mastery. Your training with weapons allows you to use mastery properties of 2 kinds of weapons of your choice with which you have proficiency, such as longbows and short swords. Those are just examples. When you finish a long rest, you can change the kinds of weapons you have mastery in. So, yeah, somewhere write down weapon mastery so we can keep track of your weapon masteries.
And features or traits, I guess.
Yeah, that's a feature and trait. So I'm guessing right now you're gonna choose longbow and battle axe to be masterful in, or?
I guess, but yeah, I guess I would probably say.
Every long rest you can change it, like it said. So, like, let's say all of a sudden you get a dagger, you go to a store, you buy a dagger or something, or some other weapon, and you want the mastery in that one. At the end of a long rest, you could swap out the one for the battle axe or the longbow to gain one with the dagger. Okay? So the longbow gives you topple. So you can just go ahead and write in your masteries, write longbow and battle axe.
And where?
Just next to, like, where you have your weapon masteries, I guess.
And then what?
Longbow and battle axe. I probably should have. Longbow and battle axe. So for the longbow, being masterful in that gives you the ability to slow. So if you hit a creature with this weapon, the longbow, and deal damage to it, you can reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. If the creature is hit more than once by this weapon, it doesn't keep adding. But so next to your longbow, or next to that mastery right here, you can just put you can write slow 10 feet on hit. Okay, and then the battle axe mastery is topple. 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 If you hit a creature with this weapon, you can force that creature to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 8 plus your ability modifier, just to make the attack roll, and your courage is a bonus. And if they fail to save, the creature's knocked prone, knocked down. So you could just write next to topple, you could put knock prone on hit.
The one next to battle axe.
Topple, yeah.
And does what?
Knock prone on hit. then write con save next to that. DC, and your DC is going to be 8 plus it's going to be your dexterity and your proficiency. So 8, let's see, what's 8 plus 7? 15, DC 15. I'll say DC 15. Okay. So do you understand? So yeah, you could use those at any time. Those are just automatic. So if you're in battle and you hit something with your battle axe, and you want that hit to try to knock them over, you roll your damage, blah blah blah, and you're like, I'm going to try to topple him with that hit. That creature has to make a Constitution saving throw, and if they fail, they're knocked prone. Or let's say you're pinging things with your arrows. You can say, if you hit one of them, you can say, I'm slowing him, and then they're automatically slowed 10. Like, you're still doing the damage. That's what's cool. This is all just like extra stuff. All right, your spell sheet. You have 2 level 1 spells. Level 1. Where's your spell sheet, bud? Here we go. Okay, so your spellcasting ability is Wisdom. You got Wisdom up there. And the save DC is going to be, your save DC is going to be, it would be 15, DC 15. And then your spell attack bonus is 7 plus 7. No, sorry, because it's wisdom based. Your save DC is wrong. That's my bad, I screwed that up. It's actually, what's 8 plus 2 plus 2, that's 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's my bad, buddy. And then your spell attack bonus is plus 4. Okay. Let's look at these spells. All right. Ranger level 1 spells. I'm just going to read through them, and then if one sounds like, hey, what the fuck is that? One sounds good, you let me know, okay? Alarm, animal friendship, cure wounds, detect magic, detect poison and disease.
Just detect poison.
Detect poison and disease. The casting time is either an action or a ritual, which means if you choose to do a ritual, you can spend 10 minutes casting it and it doesn't take a spell slot, or you can just do it instantly with a spell slot. It's concentration for up to 10 minutes. For the duration, you sense the location of poisons, poisonous or venomous creatures, and magical contagions within 30 feet of yourself. You sense the kind of poison, creature, or contagion in each case. The spell is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, and 1 inch of metal. So basically, within 30, if you cast that within 30 feet of yourself, you can sense poison, a venomous creature, or a magical contagion. There's ensnaring strike, entangle, fog cloud, good berry, hail of thorns, hunter's mark, you already have, jump, long strider, or speak with animals. You have to get to choose 2 of these.
What? Fog cloud?
Fog cloud? Fog cloud really helps if you're like trying to get away, trying to like fog somebody out, I think, if I'm remembering it right. Right here. Range 120 feet, so you can cast it up to 120 feet away. It's concentration for up to an hour, and it's an action. You create a 20-foot radius sphere, which is about this big on the battlefield, of fog centered on a point within range. The fog is heavily obscured, which means things can't see out of it, and you wouldn't be able to see into it. It lasts for the duration, or until a strong wind, such as gust of wind, pushes it away. So yeah, it's literally just like boom, just a massive area of heavily obscured, can't see in, can't see out of it. Want to look up any others on that list?
No.
Okay. Do you want fog cloud?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and write fog cloud in there. It's a level 1.
Is it,
Yep. And did you want to detect poison and disease too, or no?
I guess so.
Okay, yeah, detect poison and disease. And then, you know how with your paladin and with Zane's warlock, I had his spells printed out for him? Is that something you'd like me to do for fog cloud and detect poison? No? Okay. All right, man, I think that's it, other than like, some of these are important, like, personality traits, bonds, flaws. You could like kind of like what kind of Kenku or what kind of personality traits does your Kenku have? That's kind of something, you don't have to fill that out now, but kind of having some sort of an idea for like what kind of personality your Kenku has, or if they have any types of like flaws or any goals. Goals are big. Like, is there any goals that your Kenku has right now?
I really don't have anything.
Try to maybe think of something, and you can always come back to it or add it as we go, okay? Is there anything else? Any other questions or anything else about your Kenku that would be exciting for you that you want in here?
Not really.
No? Okay. Is there anything that you can think of that, as a DM, I should know? Like, what's it like? Anything that's important to your Kenku that you think that your Kenku, your character, would be kind of like seeking or something, or trying to find anything in the campaign? Okay. All right, man. Make sure you let me know if something comes up, or if you add some personality traits or bonds or ideas or anything to there, or some sort of background. Try to remember to show it to me, so I know like what's important to your character in the campaign or something. Okay. Are you excited to be playing one of these again?
Kind of, but I also kind of miss like the old character though.
Yeah. What about the old that character do you miss so much?
I just really liked how like dark that personality was.
Sure.
Kind of liked how like it was kind of like shielded, I guess. Yeah, in a way.
Shielded. What do you mean by shielded? Explain that a bit.
Not showing information.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you could. Do you feel like this Kenku can't be like that, or you just don't want this particular Kenku to be like that?
I don't really know.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, this character can be anything you want, you know. So, do you want this Kenku to be like we talked about yesterday, kind of related to that other one somehow? And like this is like maybe Faerun is like.
I was thinking about like, I don't know if this would be possible, but that'll make me a little bit more intrigued, I guess. Is that'll be really cool if some point like early on in the campaign, I guess, like an axe similar to like what I had.
Okay.
But a little bit more like Stone Aged a little bit. That'll be making it probably really cool for me.
Stone Age, okay, like a stone axe, like a stone weapon.
Yeah, but it kind of has like that, kind of like similar glow, I guess, to it. But not like powerful at all. It's just like a normal,
Okay.
kind of like axe like that.
When you say glow, what do you mean by that? Like it actually gives off light, or?
Kind of like similar to like, I don't really know how to describe it, but like I remember playing that character and like you saying like there's specific stuff that goes on with that axe and like how it moves and how it like flickers.
Oh, didn't it? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember. Didn't it like drip silver or something? Because it was like made to like do more damage to demons.
Yeah, similar to that.
Okay. Okay.
Or I think that might be Zane's, but I don't really know.
Well, Zane's was the like the smoky one, the smoky sword. Yours was because you were a warlock, right? Yeah, it was a warlock, and your patron was Grazit. And he was a demon, but he did not want the Demigorgon to succeed. So he gave you that axe that did that like dripped silver around demons, because silver is what caused it to do more damage. Like so when you sliced into a demon, the silver got inside of the wound and it caused more damage. Okay, so. Are you saying like having a weapon that does something like that is important to you?
Yeah, like something like that is not like exactly like it, but like shows like the same exact features a little bit. Kind of looks the exact same, but more like Stone Age. Kind of like make it look like it's from a different timeline, but it's from that same character.
Okay. Does it have to drip? Like, are you looking for something that drips silver and does the same thing, or no? Like, it can do something different?
Like I don't care if it like if it's like a regular axe that has special stuff, or if it's a special weapon.
Okay.
It's like only up to you.
Okay. So you want that to be the axe though, and not the bow, or you eventually wanting like a powerful bow too?
I would probably prefer the axe.
The axe. Okay, got it. Okay. And being that this axe is like one hand, the axe that you're able to use is one-handed, is a shield something that you're interested in too, to help like when you're in melee have a higher AC, or no?
Is there like different kinds of shields, or am I...
A shield is a shield in this game, at least. Like the shield could be anything. Like it could be like a wooden shield since you're a ranger, or it could be a metal shield. It could be kind of be anything, but like any shield gives you a +2 to your AC. And the only limitation with the shield is like you can't like two-hand something, obviously like a great axe or something, or like a battle sword or whatever, or a bow and a shield. But if you're not using your bow and you have like an axe out or a sword that's one-handed, then you can also have it shields to help protect you.
That might work, but kind of looks kind of funky, I guess, looking at it.
Okay.
But that will probably work.
Okay. So, but having an axe that is unique is important to your character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Okay. I don't know when it will happen, but if it can happen, like I'll try to. It kind of depends on where you guys end up in the campaign, but I heard you say like kind of early in the campaign, but I can't give you something super powerful super early. But maybe it can be something that can like level up with you or something.
Yeah.
Does that sound intriguing at all, or?
Yeah, that can be interesting.
Or maybe it's an axe that that you find it and it's really it's kind of powerful and it does some cool stuff, but then like you can tell that if you had like maybe some certain item or something to put with it, it could make it stronger. That kind of would give your character something to like seek out in order to make their weapons their favorite weapon stronger. Does that sound kind of intriguing to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Can you think of anything else character-wise that I should know right now?
No.
Or that's important to you as a player for this campaign?
No.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I think that's about it. Man, a level 1 character sheet's pretty blank compared to, crazy ass one. Is it, Carson, as a player, is it important for you to have like an image, like a printed image of what it looks like, or is that not important?
I mean, kind of.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter, but
But something kind of like